just have some examples practicing working with the number e and our exponent properties. Maybe on the basic side, but it just gives us the idea of what's happening here. So when we have e to the 4th times e to the 7th, we just have to decide are we going to add, subtract, or multiply those exponents. When we have our two bases of e, our e stays the same, and we are going to add. So we're going to have 4 plus 7, which gives us e to the 11th power. And we leave our answer like that. We don't need to evaluate what that is unless it's specifically asking us to evaluate, and it may say use calculator or something to kind of clue us in a little bit more. Our next one, similar problem, e to the 4th times e to the negative 7th. We keep our base of e, and we're going to add 4 plus negative 7, and that gives us a negative 3. Now, hopefully we say, wait a second, we can't leave an answer with a negative exponent. So if we remember, anything with a negative exponent we're going to bring down here. So it's going to be 1 over e to the 3rd power. And now that's our final answer there. Moving right along over here, a couple ways to approach it. I think maybe you guys would try to bring this in first, so I'll do it that way. We have a base of 2 and a base of e, so that exponent's going to come to each base. We're going to have 2 raised to the negative 3 power, and then e to the 4x raised to the negative 3 power. So this 2 to the negative 3 power, we would say, okay, well that has to go down here, so we have that 1 over, it's going to be 2 to the 3rd power, which gives us 8. And then our next example has this e to the 4x raised to the negative 3. So what do we do with these exponents? We are going to multiply those. So 4x times 3 is a negative 12x, so e to the negative 12x. And then hopefully you're saying, wait a second, because that's negative. We can't leave it negative, so this also is going to come down here. We're left with just a 1 on the top, and on the bottom we have our 8 and our e, and this is when it becomes a positive 12x exponent. So our last one, we'll see if I left enough room for it. If we think about simplifying and go inside our parentheses, first let's deal with this denominator right here. Similar to the last one, we'll bring, I'm just going to do the denominator real quick. A base of 7 and a base of e, so we're going to bring that exponent of 2 to the 7, and here's e to the 7th squared. So 7 squared is, we're going to have a 49, and then what do we do with these two exponents? We're going to multiply, so it'll be e to the 14th, and on the top we have 14e to the 5th. So now we will simplify this. Let me just make sure we don't look at that anymore. 14 over 49, trying to reduce this. I know that 7 goes into both. 7 goes into 14 twice, and 7 goes into 49 7 times. So we can leave this as a 2 over a 7. And then with our e's, we have e to the 5th over e to the 14th. Should we add, subtract, or multiply? We are going to subtract those exponents, and we'll get e to the 5 minus 14 is a negative 9. Because it's negative, that has to end up in the bottom with a positive exponent. So in the end, we have 2 divided by 7e to the 9th power.